Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So disclaimer, I'm sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. It is Sunday, the first couple of days that Christmas break has officially started, and so that is just how it is. I have no idea when you're going to see this video. It probably won't go up for another like 2 weeks, I don't know, but you know, it is what it is. The one that you can hear really loud is my 6-year-old, and she's supposed to be sick today, and there she is shouting. So anyway, as you can tell by the title of this video is going to be me attempting to make a grime guard. So I'm going to try to get in maybe some like time-lapse footage of me actually making the grime guard, or like sewing it. We'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so this is the materials that I have to start out with. The rest of the stuff is things that I already have here, like scissors, a sewing machine, obviously. Maybe I'll put a little list up on the screen right here somewhere of the other things. You're gonna probably need some pins. The guide that I have says you need a safety pin to guide the thread through, not the thread, but the elastic through. Of course, thread. And that's pretty much it. Let me, hold on, I have my, and I am holding you guys at an angle, so I'm sorry if that's like bothering some of you guys. A tape measure, of course, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is the material that I have picked out to do this with as my first. I'm doing this one-handed, I'm sorry guys. Normally you're on a tripod, but this is the fabric that I have used, or not used, but this is what I'm going to use. And I got this at Walmart. My Walmart, at least, has a lot of the material pre-cut already. And so I just chose something that they already had because I never have anybody working the fabric counter. And the day that I was looking for material for this, because I knew I needed a longer piece, nobody came. I rang their little bell, like the little thing that says ring for help. They have like a red button. Yeah, I pressed it 3 times and nobody came. I was even holding the bolt of fabric in my hand and nobody came, nobody stopped. I asked one worker that came. They said that they didn't work that department, that they would call somebody. Nobody ever came. I pressed it again. A lady who I'm very familiar with because I visit the craft section of Walmart often. I was standing by the fabric counter and I wasn't paying attention. And she came, turned the light off, saw me holding the bolt of fabric, and then walked away. And I was so frustrated at that point that I just put the fabric back and just grabbed a piece that was already pre-cut, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's a beautiful piece of fabric, but I needed something bigger. And so, because I'm doing this for an 11 by 11 Q-snap, this is only 44 inches, and the piece that I needs to be 46 inches in length to cover an 11 by 11 frame. So I'm gonna have to hopefully add it. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, to be completely honest. And then you do need this elastic. This is like one of the only options they had, but I got a really big piece because I knew that I know that I'm gonna try making more what are they, grime guards, and so I got a long one. This is the 3/8 inch braided elastic, and it is 12 yards of elastic, so this should last me for several projects, I hope. And yeah, so here we go. We're gonna get started. I'm going to probably cut this to size and then add my extra 2 inches onto it before I do any more of like showing you guys, because that's, you know, you guys don't need to see that. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. So yeah, I will also include the link to the tutorial that I found for this. It is a blog from Threadbare, and they have a great step-by-step guide on how to make a grime guard, and that is the tutorial that I will be using. So that is a very long intro. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I completely forgot to update you guys. So I told you guys that I was gonna have to add 2 inches onto this, so that's what I did. I mean, you're not really gonna be able to tell all that much. Oh my gosh, we got a new cat. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so I cut it, made it into the circle that I was supposed to. And I'm about to do some sewing, and I'm about to do the edges, the seams, so that I could start putting in the elastic. So it's supposed to be inside out. So what I'm gonna do is probably do a couple of time lapses of that, maybe not the whole entire thing, because I know my husband's probably gonna call me at some point. So this is what I have here. I did the seam. See if it's gonna focus. Probably not, because the lighting in here right now is not that great. Oh, come on, hold on. Okay, so what I did was folded it. You need a lip. My cat is making hell of a lot of noise. So you need a lip on the inside. I'm sorry, it is just not having it focus today. You need a lip here, so I folded that and then folded it over. I actually ironed this first seam and then folded it wide enough for my elastic to fit through. So I think for other projects, I think there is one thinner elastic than this, and I think I'm gonna go get that to use on smaller ones, just because I feel like this is a little bit thick for some smaller frames. So I think, because I have another Q-snap that's I think an 8x8, so for the 8x8 I think I'm going to use the smaller elastic, and then anything bigger than that, probably this. So for this one, this is going to be okay. I kind of started giving up on ironing the first seam on here, so you could tell that these ones look really good on this side, and then on this side I kind of gave up, and yeah, it's just like that. So I'm probably gonna sew this first part. Oh, but I'm gonna sew this first part, and then I'm gonna take it to, or bring my Q-snap in here to see how much room I actually have, to see how I'm gonna do this side, because I don't know if I'm actually going to have enough allowance to create this small fold first. And then, so hold on guys, I have a hot iron right here, and this little guy was a Christmas present, and he's just, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put it around the Q-snap to see if I'm going to have enough allowance to still create this seam, because ironing it is a pain in the butt, especially just going little by little. So I don't know. I'm going to see, because this is 8 inches wide, and so I'm just not 100% sure like how much of the fabric I want. I don't like the grime guards to cover any of the stitching area. I know some people have like really big grime guards so that they're only stitching like in the center, but I don't do that. Once it's on my Q-snap, I will stitch the entire area of what's on my Q-snap before I move on, and before I even like attempt to do it. And I don't want to have to be taking the grime guard off. So anyway, that was way too long. And yeah, I'm gonna sew this and see where the second part leads me. So I'm probably gonna set you guys up and do a little time lapse of the sewing. Okay guys, so I got it sewn. The parts that I didn't do the seam, I definitely had like where I didn't fold the extra seam down, I definitely had a little bit harder of a time getting those down. You can see here, if it'll focus, I guess not. I don't know what's going on with this camera today. You can see here where it's just not as clean. So I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. I wish my camera would focus better. I don't know why it's doing this. It's really frustrating me though. And then yeah, I just hope that my seam on this side doesn't seem too like blah. So I don't know, we'll see what is going on with this lighting. Is it because of my lighting? Let's try that. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, so we're trying a different angle and a different camera setting. So I hope it's a little bit more clearer. And I am just putting some pins in. Every time I press play, my kids start coming down. So I am just measuring the other edge on this side. I ended up ironing it, and I'm hoping that it comes out a lot better. And then I just go all the way around, and I keep the elastic near me, and I use the elastic to measure the thickness all the way around so that I know like how much I need. And I try to get it to where there's just a tiny bit of clearance. Okay guys, so sorry for that impromptu time lapse, but my kids burst in here complaining about each other. So yeah, I got the rest of the pins on, and I'm gonna sew this side and then I will be back. Okay guys, so here it is. I know I didn't record a lot of it, but yeah, this is what it looks like. I think I could use a little more clearance just for myself, because I mean, it's quite, I think this is okay for most people, but for myself, I think when I sew my edges next time, I'm not going to be so careful with how much of the fabric I put down and iron down. I think I could be a little bit more lenient with that, and maybe even cut the fabric an inch shorter. I don't know. I'm gonna make a couple and see how it goes. I have plenty of material, so I'm definitely gonna make a couple more and see how I think it's gonna be. But yeah, here it is, and this isn't really a tutorial, but you know, I kind of wanted to record it and see how it turned out. There's still a couple of things I need to fix, like right here I accidentally sewed the edges together, so I need to go back and like hand sew that part, but pretty happy with it, and it'll get the job done. So yeah, all right you guys, that is going to be it for this video, I think, and I will see you guys in the next one.